So my name is Patrick Weedman. I operate Grove Street Auto Repair. I've been doing it since 1998 here. Today we're going to talk about the importance of maintenance on your vehicle. The reasons we do the oil changes, depending on the mileage, if you're doing synthetic oil, we do it every 5,000. Conventional oil is every 3,000. If you follow those recommendations, what happens is you always have a mechanic looking at your car. They're always checking the fluids, they're always checking the tire pressure, they're checking the belts and the hoses. If you skip those regular maintenance periods, what happens is the fluids break down over time and they turn to water. And if they're not getting filled or checked and replaced regularly, then it's not doing the job that it's designed to do, especially oil. The other thing is checking the levels of the fluids, especially the oil. We have a lot of cars that come in, customer will make an appointment for a check engine light. We'll scan the computer codes, and a lot of times it'll be for low oil. The check engine light will set for low oil. Check engine light's on, you can't get a inspection sticker. If the check engine light's on, it means there's something wrong with your car. A lot of times we'll pull the car in, and when it's got one of those check engine lights on, it's got a low oil code. The oil life will still be at 30, sometimes 40%, but the oil will be below the dipstick. It won't even read on the dipstick, so that's why it's very important to come in at the mileage that's usually on the window sticker. If you wait until what it says on the computer, or sometimes even the owner's manual, a lot of cars, Toyotas and Hondas specifically, the oil will be too low. And when you have low oil, it's not lubricating the pistons and all the internal motor parts, and your motor will fail. If you're not bringing your car in periodically for your maintenance checkups, things like tires, you can have a low tire. The TPMS, sometimes some cars are real sensitive, sometimes 2 or 3 pounds will set the TPMS light on. Sometimes it'll be 5 or 6 pounds. If you get down to 5 or 6 pounds, low on air, your tires will start to ride on the sidewall a little bit, and it causes premature wear. If your car's coming in every 3,000 to 5,000 miles for its oil change, the air is getting checked, getting set back to the proper pressure, and then you won't wear those tires prematurely and waste money buying tires more often than you have to. The other thing we check are Serpentine does. We check belts and hoses at the same time, so all your radiator hoses are getting checked. Over time, those are made out of rubber and a synthetic compound, and the fluid going through over time can deteriorate those. Sometimes they'll swell up and create a leak. If they're not being checked, some people go 10, 15, 20,000 miles between oil changes. And what will happen is they'll develop a small leak that could have been cured by maybe a hose clamp. 20,000 miles later, they haven't done it. They just kept adding. Maybe they kept adding coolant, maybe not. Instead, they now can have issues with a head gasket, which is an internal motor part, or it can be an issue. A small little clamp that was a $5 fix can turn into a $1,000 fix in the end if you don't keep on top of these things. So while the vehicle's up in the air, we have a technician that goes underneath and he's checking all your exhaust, checking your brake components, your brake lines, your fuel lines, making sure that there's no rot or leaking anywhere. They're also checking your brake linings. They're checking to see if you've developed any small leaks. A lot of times we'll catch a small leak before it becomes a large leak and a big issue. Small leak usually means a small problem. Sometimes it doesn't. Most of the time it does, though. If you can fix a small leak for small money, you can save yourself some money down the road. So on every oil change, what we do, we call it a multi-point inspection. And I think it's 46 different items that are checked during an oil change. And when we're done, we have it in a mobile version that we email to the customer, or we can print it out and show the customer. And we can tell them item by item what we found, what they need to keep an eye on, what they can wait on, and then stuff that should be addressed immediately. That's usually indicated by green means good, yellow means keep an eye on it, red means it's something you should repair now. There's a big misconception in the auto industry that mechanics are out to rob you blind, especially with our mobile inspections. The proof is in the pudding, the proof is in the pictures. You can see, we take pictures of everything, any issue we find, we take pictures of, and it's recorded on your repair order. The mechanics are basically looking to make sure that your car is safe and that it's maintained well so that you can keep driving. 75 to 80% of the auto repair shops that you pass by on the road are independently owned by families like us, and their main concern is to keep your customers coming back and happy, not to rip you off. And they know the value of keeping the customer happy and coming back.